So Ro Khanna went on Meet the Press, and apparently amidst this major energy crisis that we've caused because we got goaded by Israel into blowing up Iran and doing terrorism and spending and losing, lighting on fire billions of dollars, right? Amidst that crisis, Meet the Press still has time to be like, well, Ro Khanna, as an elected, what do you have to say about this talking point that we got from one of the advocacy groups that is still trying to maintain some semblance of control over the Democratic Party and ensure that the Democratic Party is a right-wing corporatist party, even though that is what has precisely led to their defeat over and over again, right? The world is on fire, and they're still going, what about Hasan? No, but appealing to normalcy in reference to a white supremacist genocidal state and society is crazy. No, it's not. You're absolutely wrong. You got to go where people are at and talk to them in a language that they understand. I'm not saying compromise on your values. I'm saying talk to people in a way where you're pleasant. Talk to people in a way where they'll be more responsive to you. If you talk to them crazy style, they're going to go, everything that you represent is disgusting. I don't care about it. Okay, you're an insane person.
I do want to ask you, here we are in the midst of the midterms. You're someone who's been quite outspoken. You have made several appearances on a show hosted by socialist commentator Hasan Piker. Some of your fellow Democrats, though, have raised alarms about his views. Here are two members of a left-leaning think tank. This is how they put it. They wrote, quote, "No left-wing agitator is more influential and extreme than Twitch streamer Hasan Piker. He's referred to ultra-Orthodox Jews as inbred, employed anti-Semitic dog whistles, bloodthirsty, violent pig dog against an anti-Hamas viewer of his stream, compared liberal Zionists to liberal Nazis, and said Hamas is 1,000 times better than the Israeli state." Now, Hasan Piker says some of his comments have been taken out of context, but he largely stands by them. Do you have any regrets about appearing on his show?
None, and I would go again. But I, of course, condemn those comments. I mean, I've described Hamas as a terrorist state, and we need to unequivocally condemn anti-Semitism. But Hasan Piker was at the DNC in 2024 covering...
Like, even like the condemnation in and of itself is like, we don't have to entertain this stuff. You know, I don't think we have to entertain this stuff at all. We can just be like, look, man, like, what are we doing? Israel's done a genocide. Like, people are going to resist against that. Like, it's unbelievable that this is like being presented as like the major point of contention here, right? It's ridiculous.
Vice President Harris, what should the standard of the Democrats be? Should we not go on Theo Vaughn? Should we not go on Sean Ryan? Should we not go on Joe Rogan? Should we just have these purity tests of canceling folks? The lesson of...
It's also really funny because, like, unlike Theo Vaughn, unlike Joe Rogan, unlike Sean Ryan, I don't harbor any reactionary points of view. I'm opposed to reactionary ideology, which is precisely the reason why people are doing these sorts of attacks. But in any case, let's continue.
The last election is we've got to be out there. We've got to engage. It's a complex, messy, multiracial democracy. I will defend my views, but the people who are saying don't engage will cost us future elections.
Do you run the risk of legitimizing some of those views by appearing on his show? How do you answer that?
He's got millions of followers. He'll have millions of followers whether Ro Khanna goes on his show or not. The point is that we should go on and have tough conversations. You know, actually, I respect Rahm Emanuel. Rahm Emanuel says he'll go on, and if he makes a comment that I disagree with, then I will push back right there. So I think the test should be what you say. If someone is going on these programs and not pushing back against anti-Semitism, fine. But you know, I haven't done the background check on you, Chris, and I'm sure there are no crazy comments.
I have not said anything like that, I can assure you that. Where do you draw the line, Congressman? Would you appear on, for example, a right-leaning show? Alex Jones, for example, who has made controversial comments that have enraged people, hurt people deeply in some instances.
Look, there is obviously a line, and I probably wouldn't appear on Alex Jones. But the point is, I don't think that that line should be with Hasan Piker, who has millions of followers. And largely what his view has been critical of the blank check that we gave Netanyahu in the war in Gaza. Now, I don't agree with every one of his statements, and it's a judgment call. But here's what I will say, Kristen. The Democratic Party has been too reluctant to get out there, to mix it up, to engage.
Yeah, by the way, let's see who legitimized me in the past, because this is NBC News' Meet the Press. Oh, that's right. It's NBC News. Behind the scenes with Twitch streamer Hasanabi. Here's NBC News. Twitch is transforming into a political arena. Hasan Piker is at the forefront. That's why it's so ridiculous. That's why it's so ridiculous. It's like you knew all this back then too. You brought it up. I gave you my opinion on it, right? Like, that's what's so crazy about it. Because all the quotes that they're utilizing that like the ADL has sent around, right? All of those quotes are from before these interviews were conducted. Some of those quotes are directly addressed in these interviews. That's what the problem is. It's so inconsistent. It's so ridiculous. Did Meet the Press give you a heads up? No, of course not. That's what's so funny about it is that like every single one of these outlets is now doing this. They've all done these sorts of videos. They've done these sorts of press coverage. They've done this sort of press coverage, which a lot of people unironically think is like is something I paid for. Like there's a lot of people on Twitter that are so hysterical and so insane about this that they legitimately think like I paid for this shit. It's so stupid. Democratic consultants clearly don't actually want to win elections. They want to cling to a pastime of respectability policies that requires them to boycott any objectionable figures. Trump talks to Alex Jones in 2015 and won. Talked to all sorts of characters in 2024 and won. Democrats need to get a grip and snap to reality. Yeah. And the other side of this, of course, is that I'm not even like Alex Jones at all. Like, I'm not like those people at all. I'm not like Joe Rogan at all. This is part of the reason why I was annoyed when people were like, oh, we need a Joe Rogan to the left. I was like, and you're the Joe Rogan to the left. I was like, no, I'm not actually. And I don't even think that you can win by developing a Joe Rogan to the left. That's not how this works. Just advocate for good policies that actually materially improve people's lives, okay? That's what you need to do. And you need to be earnest about it. And you need to be bold. And you need to not worry about the way that people are going to attack you. You need to be a little bit more shameless. They want someone like you without your views and glaze of them. Exactly. That's not how this media environment works at all, right? That's not how this media environment works at all. And it's frustrating that people are just like not cognizant. There is no waking up. They aren't in some sort of stupor. They cannot let the left wing of the party that will tax the billionaire donors win. Exactly. Last sentence. Khanna defends engagement with Piker. The Hill has reached out to the White House for comment on Piker's post. Uh-oh. Donald Trump is going to snap into play. You absolutely need to be sending out response to NBC calling you an anti-Semite, quoting the Jewish insider David Frum, Claude analysis, and comparing you to Alex Jones. Buddy, that's not how that works, okay? I'm a very accessible media figure, an accessible media figure that they've literally interviewed in the past. Obviously, they have access to me if they choose to reach out for comment. They are actively choosing to speak over me rather than speak to me. This is a deliberate attempt to, play into the smear campaign, which is fine. I'll take it. I'll take it because this kind of media coverage doesn't hurt anymore. It doesn't hurt at all. It actually helps. Gearing up for a big week of discussing Hasan Piker's role in the Democratic Party. The supreme leader of the DNC. Yeah, I'm the Ayatollah of the DNC. Ayatollah Hasan Piker. So let's finish this video and then we're going to move on, obviously.
And we should be on doing more of these things. We should have done more interviews during 2024. Vice President Vance was on like 3 Sunday shows in a row. I was like, where are our folks? We've got to be out engaging in the media, out engaging in podcasts, out engaging in communities, and offering our vision going forward. Okay.